bitches, I slum money bitches, walk panorama, David Banner. Ew, pull a shit water than watermelon pussy, eat it with no manners. Splat, she throwing that pussy like no way. My niggas established, they go play. I pull up the order like okay, hey.
Hey you guys, it's Gucci, it's your boy SSJ out, the first black Super Saiyan to everybody on this planet. I'm back here with another video. I gotta do this top 5 Cartoon Network shows for you guys. One of my top 5 shows that I like from Cartoon Network. A little bit of the old, some of the new, a little bit of both. But your boy SSJ out, I'm gonna give y'all that real opinion and why I love these shows that I'm about to bring up to you guys. It's gonna be a real quick video. Let's go ahead and burn through these. This is in no particular order. This is just a top 5. No particular order. Just a top 5. First video. Well, first image. First show on this list is your boy Ben 10. I love this show. I love this show up until Omniverse. When they went ahead and did that whole Ben 10 after... I loved it up until Omniverse. When Omniverse ended, that's when I left the show. I was like, I'm done. I'm done. I left it. When it got to that new Ben 10 shit and they gave it the Teen Titans Go treatment, I was like, I'm good, bro. But Ben 10, it was tight. Legit about this little boy who's showing a little bit of arrogance, but had the best character development I have ever seen in a show. He went from being arrogant little boy, arrogant, snarky little boy, to understanding, kind, really just an understanding and kind dude. Ben grew up. If y'all look at the show, he has developed as a character. He really developed. He still holds his little childish personality, but hey, what's the point in being an adult when you can't be a little bit childish sometimes? But he aged well into an adult. He aged very well into an adult. Well, a young adult. He aged very well. Like, if you look at his character development from Alien Force, Ultimate Alien, you really see that Ben, growing up as a kid, he just got better, taking better care of his Omnitrix. He was careless in getting his identity exposed, but even though he got his identity exposed, he was still publicly a good guy. He was still publicly going out, helping people, just doing what he got to do. Cruising the city, going to school, helping out the plumbers. You know, we all know what the plumbers are. The group that handles any extraterrestrial issue going on in the galaxy. So shouts out to Ben 10 for coming out when today, because when it came out, that was one of my few favorite shows on Cartoon Network where I was like, fuck, this is probably like the only really interesting show around here. Because you had shows like Johnny Test, Total Drama Island around, Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Sonic X around. You had a bunch of shows around. But Ben 10 was one of those shows. I was going to throw Generator Rex on this bitch too, because Generator Rex was made by the Man of Action, same guy who made Ben 10 Ultimate, or Ben 10 Alien Force Ultimate Alien. I was going to throw it on here, but it's not very much of a popular cartoon, and a lot of people don't know what Generator Rex is. Ben 10, dope show, tight character development. If you go from Ben 10 to Omniverse, the character development is tight. As far as Ben's character, he's not the same person from when he was a kid. He evolved to be a better person. He did. That's just how it goes. Next show on this list is Adventure Time. Adventure Time, when this show came out, bro, I kid you not, when this show came out, I felt like a little ass kid again, yo. I was like, it was all rainbows and butterflies and all made me feel good. But this show, I'm gonna be real with y'all, this show is one of them, it's like a Disney movie. You think it's key, but it has some really underlying adult themes there. Not like explicit stuff, but it has some adult themes there, like some messages that adults can tackle onto. Bruh, y'all know the Ice King. The Ice King was a creeper, bruh. He was abducting all them women, trying to turn them into his wives and shit, bruh. That show has some adult themes in it. But it was one of the few new good shows on Cartoon Network that came out after the period of Cartoon Network becoming more shows like Teen Titans Go. The only shows I really like now is Steven Universe and Amazing World of Gumball. That Teen Titans Go, Clarence shit, I'm like, oh, freak that. But as far as that goes, it's really just Teen Titans Go. Oh shit. Yeah. Well, it's really just Steven Universe, and Gumball. Gumball is funny, bro. I ain't finna lie. Gumball is a funny show. But Adventure Time, nicely written show, has some very cute moments in it. Very cute moment. That, I'm not gonna lie, that show, the voices, the voice acting, the likability of the characters, that shit is on point, bro. Them characters are so likable, and they just make you feel good. They make you feel like you a kid and you watching the TV show and you wanna, like, in the land of Ooh. The land of Ooh was the most unorthodox cartoon world ever, bro. It's crazy. It was a world. It's basically our world, but magic. Imagine if we had magic in our world. We still had cars and stuff, but it was a post-apocalyptic version of our world. And instead of magic coming before our world because we're going into the future, the world went from medieval times and stuff, the ancient times, to our world, and then our world fell, and then now we got magic, fairies, and all this whatnot. Lichens and stuff, vampires, werewolves, all this stuff in this show. It really shows you the turn of events in the show. But it's one of my favorite Cartoon Network shows, off top. Next show on this list, a favorite from J3 Entertainment, and a little bit of my favorite too. Shouts out J3. I know it's one of your favorite cartoons. Regular show. Shouts out to Mordecai and Rigby. Shouts out Mordecai and Rigby. Shouts out to the voice actors. This show is anything but regular. The name fit perfectly for because the name is totally the opposite of what the show is. This show is nothing regular. This show is it gets so sporadic. This world they live in regular show, this world is such a nice fantasy world, still grounded in reality. Because if you look at this show, first episode of the show, it's just two guys getting a job at the local community park. They need a job, they need to work. But in this world, they got magic, technology, aliens, a bunch of sorcery and stuff, wizards, werewolves, strange things with magics and relics and whatnot. It's basically Adventure Time, but calmer. It's Adventure Time, but more chill. Because these characters, they kind of do this dry humor kind of thing. It feels like a dry humor kind of show, and I like dry humor sometimes. That's the shit in what's that show? The Office. Real funny dry humor shit, and I just like it. Regular show, it's not all dry humor, but it has some moments where they go crazy. But there's moments when the humor will be dry, but it's funny dry humor, and that shit it's just, and it's one of those shows on Cartoon Network where it kind of it could have been another, when regular show and Adventure Time dropped, that could have been Cartoon Network's moment to reinvent and move on to shows like Adventure Time and regular show and make more shows like them. But they got to this moment of going back to Clarence, and see, I like watching Teen Titans Go. I still laugh at it, but I don't like that they made that show about the Teen Titans. Like the way we had the Teen Titans show before in Teen Titans Go. Alright, imagine if Teen Titans Go was not Teen Titans Go. It was some other show about some other random characters, but they just kept it the same tone, but that wasn't even Teen Titans. Imagine, it would be a better show. And I think that's why a lot of people get turned off by these. Because when they dropped that new Ben 10 series where it's like a kind of Teen Titans Go flavor onto it, I was like, man, what they doing to my show? Because they're taking the name, they build it up, and then they muddy it. And it's like that. It's like, what are you doing? It's that kind of stuff. So I think that's why people get turned off by Teen Titans Go, because it's the fact that they took this once great show called Teen Titans, muddied it, and made it just slapstick, comedy, booty cheek stuff. It's still funny, but it's just like, no. If Teen Titans Go was like not even Teen Titans Go. It wasn't even Teen Titans, period. It wasn't even a superhero show. It was just a funny show with a couple of characters and they just get into trouble doing all this and that. Just a funny group of fans. Cool. Like, I don't know, We Bears or something. 3 random new characters. They do fun stuff. They're 3 bears, a panda bear, polar bear, and grizzly bear, and they go do crazy stuff. And the show's called We Bear Bears. Let's keep moving. Next show on this list, Star Wars The Clone Wars. When Star Wars The Clone Wars dropped on Cartoon Network, this was one of those moments where you're like, dang, this show is on here? The freak? But it was a show that was still for kids, but that show could have went dark, you guys, I'm telling you. This show could have went adult, and it could have put some really more adult themes. There was some adult themes in the show. This show was felt more of, if they took this and actually made the show for adults. But remember, Star Wars is for people of all ages. It's of all ages, because it's not just for kids, because there's still older people that love it, just like me. Look, watching this show, Star Wars Clone Wars, has some great dialogue. Really great dialogue, especially for a Cartoon Network show. This first dropped on Cartoon Network, guys. This was a Cartoon Network show, Star Wars The Clone Wars, and it was good. It was good. They expanded the lore, made it deeper. But there's a problem, because the Anakin in Clone Wars is not the same Anakin in the movies. Well, maybe, but it ain't really. They're not the same. But imagine if you had Clone Wars Anakin instead of Hayden Christensen Anakin. So the show made prequel characters better. It didn't touch the main points of the prequels. It did all the in between, but it made a bunch of prequel characters better than what we got in the prequel movies. But that doesn't make the prequel movies bad. They could have done better. But Star Wars Clone Wars overall, tight show. Could have went way deep. It could have got way more serious than it already was. Then they went to Rebels. I think Rebels was too much of a kiddie downgrade from Clone Wars. Because Clone Wars was not all that kiddie. And I kid you not. You can watch Clone Wars. It is really not that kiddie of a show. It's not. Because they dive into specifically the clones, dissecting each of the clones in each episode. Rex, Cody, all these different clones, and giving them personality. They made the clones mean more through the Star Wars Clone Wars TV show. That's why clones mean more. Freak them stormtroopers, bro. Clone troopers. Let's keep going. Ed, and Nettie. Last show on this list, Ed and Nettie. This is always gonna be my one-time favorite show. I was gonna put Scooby-Doo 2000. What's New Scooby-Doo 2003, and I had Dexter's Laboratory, Courage the Cowardly Dog, What's New Scooby-Doo, Camp Lazlo, My Gym Partner is a Monkey, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. I had so many choices I can go for. So many choices. But I had to go with Ed, and Eddie. This is my favorite show. Ed, and Eddie. That's one of my favorite shows on. Remember, there's no particular, but this is one of my favorite shows. I used to love this show so much. I seen Ed and Eddie, the Big Picture show. I like that movie where they finally showed Eddie's brother, and they showed how much of a douchebag Eddie's brother actually was, and how his brother would use him, used to bully him, and then all the people in the cul-de-sac that Ed, and Eddie used to scam. Yo, this used to be now that I look at it, Ed and Eddie, they used to be some scammers, bro. They used to, in Double D, bro, he used to play off that nice dude act so good, and they used to be scammers, and that shit was like, ugh. Like, when you start to look at these shows, like, I always used like Ed and Eddie for some reason. Now that I look at it, now they got older, they was scamming people, bro. But it was still a fun show to watch. I like watching these guys. You get to see their adventures of them, Ralph, Ed's sister, Kevin, Nancy, and the Kanker sisters. All these people together in this little world where you never see any adults. You just see the adults' legs, and you never see the adults, and it's all just about the kids, bro. Did y'all think it was funny when Ed and Eddie, during the long period during the season where they went back to school, and they was the only kids up in the school, and I was like, why are they all the only kids here? I think, I liked it, but the one thing I wish they did was if they made it more lively, made it seem alive, because how it seemed, It seemed like those kids were the only kids in this show. Like the Kanker sisters, it was like no other kids in this show. I kid you not. You see no people driving their cars. There's like nobody else, and it's just so weird, but I liked it. It's so weird that I liked it, and I loved it. Shouts out to the show. There's some fan theories out there saying the show really didn't happen, and Eddie just, I don't know. But you guys, these are my favorite Cartoon Network shows. Favorite shows that I like. Your boy K-Dot gonna go ahead and he's gonna end this video there because I got some other videos I gotta do. But your boy K-Dot gonna go spread that peace, love, positivity, and do all that jazz. Don't do drugs. Your boy gotta go. Deuces.